Have it again, and hello, it's Fo, and welcome to Magic Monday. I'm going to continue on with our blast through Magic Arena. I'm going to try and satisfy one of these challenges to play with a color combination. We just need to win 2 games with one of these 3 color combinations in a deck, and then we can get 300 coins. Work our way up towards getting some rewards, getting some packs. I'm going to have a look at the decks and see which of these decks can match up with the color combinations. Green, red is the dinosaurs, we've already done that. Red and white, Boros Assault. We could play that, I'm not sure what would be in that, it doesn't really appeal to me. Not as much as playing with pirates. The pirate deck that I've played before is black and red and blue. It's a 3 color deck. And it has the sort of best of all. It has card draw, it has removal. I think if we win 2 games with the black and red version, then we might switch it up and try and include blue. That way we can include Hostage Taker and the Admiral. Seems to be rank 3. Seems to be random. Not much of an explanation. I haven't lost the game since last time when we were 4, I'm pretty sure. 2 lander, but we have 2 drops and a 1 drop even. We have removal, so we'll keep this. We'll hope to draw a 3rd land in the first couple of draw steps. Hopefully it'll be a 2nd red land looking at our hand. Okay, tap land for opponent, that's fine. Well, we do get our 3rd land. It's fine. Some course. Search for Azcanta. That's not a blocker. I think we just need to be aggro. Get in there before our opponent casts too many spells. If we play the freebooter here, we get to look at our opponent's hand, which I'm interested in doing now. As early as possible, really. Could go ahead and play Lannery Storm and get in there for more damage, but tactics first. I'd rather see what our opponent has. So we can take a non-creature, non-land permanent, and that'll be the 1 spell that they were holding. But we do get rid of a counter spell, and we know what's in our opponent's hand. Opponent's hand has lots of drakes. Let's hope they don't find a fling. So we expect them to play many spells, powering up the drakes. And Drake's obviously a good blocker against lots of little pirates. We'll see if one of the Drakes comes out now. Or they're going to hold up the unknown card in their hand. Wow. Okay, well we'll get out Lannery Storm with a captain. It has haste, so can swing in with everyone. So we'll see what this mystery card is. Our opponent plays it against us. Hopefully it's not a disastrous burn spell for us. Oh, it's a Magna Spray. There we go. Did think they were holding something up rather than playing one of the Drakes. taking the time. Yep, indeed, here comes the Drake. So it's 2 forts now. We'd need to use our Abrade and our Magnum Spray to get rid of one. Or walk the plank, that's just as good. So we could walk the plank now, taking away the blocker, and swing him for as much as we can. We could get out this pirate that gives all attacking pirates +2/+0. They'd still trade with our creatures, and they have 2 more drakes in hand, so don't really want to lose any of our creatures if we can get away with it. So I think the best tactic is just to use a removal on it. Get in for some more damage before we have to decide to trade, or offer up trades, you know. We still potentially got the mana if we sack our treasure tokens that we're making with Captain Lannery Storm. We can sacrifice them to get one of any colour. 1 mana. So if they do just lay another Drake, we could kill it at instant speed before our next turn, so we can get in for more damage. Could cast our 5-drop if we don't use any of the treasure tokens this turn. Looks like they're just passing it to us. So they've obviously got something in hand they want to play. Probably some more removal. Could have used another land there. I think we just save the treasure. Get this one out for 1. If we reveal another pirate, we'll terrify our opponent by revealing this terrifying pirate. Probably reading our revealed card before they before they accept this. He does what? Yes, I know, it's crazy. So hopefully our spell will resolve eventually. We'll get our 2/2 for 1. It's a good deal. They're perhaps thinking about whether they want to save their counter spell for something better. Don't really just want to counter a 1-drop. Every time we attack with Captain Lannery Storm, we get to make a treasure token. So we are almost mana rich. We can still use Magma Spray and Abrade at instant speed if we need to. Opponent does have a counter spell, but is using the other mode on Supreme Will to go have a look in for a card. Have a look at the top few cards and put a card in the hand. So if they're digging for answers, we could be on for the win. So out comes the Drake. Respectable 4/4 now. I think we should go for it. I think we should try and kill it in the end step. So we use a Abrade first to do 3 damage. And when the Magnum Spray does 2 further damage, it'll also exile the Drake. So we have to sacrifice a couple of our treasure tokens to get the red mana, but it's worth it to do it this way. This gives us a clear path to attack. Okay. We've got a kill spell. So the deck, just by itself, straight out the box as it were, seems to be performing okay. We haven't drawn past 3 land, but it's been okay with making treasure tokens. I don't think we want to go all in on a treasure theme necessarily. A Braidland Storm, that's fine. Not the end of the world. Still down 2. Go. And we're again presenting lethal. So despite filtering the top card of the library every turn with Search for Azcanta, and now playing Opt, you know, they're still digging for answers desperately. I don't think they have any good answers in their hand. They've got another Drake, but one Drake's not going to be able to block all 3 creatures. Now they're running out of mana, casting spells. They need to find another blocker. There we go. I like playing the Drake deck as well. It's a shame. But there we go. That's our first victory. Deck seems okay. Ah, Shaper Sanctuary is pretty good. Again, it's a classic thing that's happening to us. This card would be great in the Merfolk deck that we played last week. But never mind. We'll come back around to playing all the decks again, I'm sure. Once we've unlocked all the cards and we can do what we want, you know. So a few things to put in, a few things to take out maybe. We've got 3 rare wild cards, so we can add a couple of rares into the deck, I'm sure. A couple of copies of the cards that are already here that we think are good. And Captain Landry Storm, that sort of thing. There are a couple of good pirates that are blue and red, and there's one that is blue, red and black. It gives all other pirates +1/+1. It's called the Admiral Beckett Brass. So we will want to get that. But I don't think we want to try and go for the 3 colour deck straight away, because I think then we won't get our 300 coins for playing with just a black and red deck. I think if you splash an extra colour into it, it sort of voids it off. I think it has to be solely black and red, not just containing black and red. To stop people making a 5 colour deck maybe and winning a couple of games and hitting 3 achievements at the same time, you know. So we can only play black and red. So we can just sort of put a couple extra copies of things that are good in, take out perhaps 1 copy of things that are just okay, and that there are 2 of in the deck. Captivating Crew seems clunky, I don't really like it, but can leave it in for now. 2 copies of that one. This guy I'm not sure about. I'm not sure whether this is the greatest thing in the world. By the time you get up to 5 mana, you're going to have done quite a bit of damage to them already. Just say they're down to 10, then they lose a third of their life, then they're only losing 3 more, so... if it costs less to cast. I think what we'll do is we'll do the same thing as we usually do with the decks. We'll take out 2 of the lands, 2 of the slow come into play tapped lands. We'll switch them out. We'll switch them for a couple of lands that we regularly use. The unclaimed territory with the for the tribal decks. It gives us 1 mana of any color to spend on a creature of the tribe that we choose, and 1 Field of Ruin just to deal with potential lands that our opponents have, like the flipping lands like the Search for Azcanta, that sort of thing. There we go, unclaimed territories in. So a couple of things that we want to add in. Maybe want to go with the same plan as we had before with the Vanquisher's Banner and the Immortal Sun. Freebooter, we have a second freebooter, but it's not in the deck, and that's one of the best pirates. It's crazy they would make a pirate deck and only naturally have 1 freebooter in it, especially when the game had 2. Unless this is a card that we opened maybe in one of our booster packs. But still, I would think that the deck would come as standard with 2, because they are so good. Forerunners, I'm not so sure that ability is that great. Don't know if we need 2 Forerunners, but won't change that. Like Walk the Plank, it's cheap, double black, kill spell, but it's useless when you come up against merfolk, because it just doesn't work on them, so it's a bit of a gamble. It's great against dinosaurs, terrible against merfolk, you know. There's balance in these things. Exiling a creature with power 3 or less seems good. Question of, do we want to use the advantage of having black and red to play more removal and play more kill spells, or do we want to stick with the plan of getting out lots of creatures and winning with a fairly swift pirate creature deck? We can either take advantage of the raid mechanic, which helps us if we're constantly attacking with creatures, if we're always the aggressor. Then we can take advantage of the raid mechanic. That also has good synergies with making the treasure tokens. Buccaneer's Bravado is a great combat trick that I think we should have 2 of. We can give target pirate double strike until end of turn. It can be very powerful to push through the last few points of damage. Fiery Cannonade's amazing for sweeping away our opponent's creatures. Doesn't help us against the enraged dinosaurs, obviously, but does help us against the small creature token decks. I don't think any of the high casting cost red pirates are any good. Got a couple of things here that are blue and red that would be good. See the looters, but I don't think the Admiral, we don't have the Admiral yet, unless it only shows up when we put the blue filter on as well. Obviously not part of the deck as it comes, so, but it is a great card. We'll probably want to unlock it. Have to see whether it's rare or mythic rare, but we should probably hold on to a rare wild card for when we can get hold of the Admiral. So we're up to 60 cards with the Vanquisher's banner. Maybe we take something else to put in the Immortal Sun. Maybe one of these unimpactful 1-drops. But then we'll lose the speed advantage, the tempo of our deck. So there are plenty of different strategies within the pirate sub-theme. You can make pirate decks that do different things, rather than just being an army of little creatures. Practical pirates, you know. I think we should definitely get another Fathom Fleet Captain. When he attacks, we can pay 2 and create a pirate token, which is a 2/2 with menace, and he himself has menace, so if we can go wide and overwhelm our opponent with tokens, which I do like to do. Might even want a 3rd freebooter. We can maybe try it like this. And come back and add a 3rd freebooter if we need to. Depends if we need better removal as well. Like Magma Spray is great for doing 2 damage and exiling it, but you saw last turn a creature with 4 toughness. We had to use 2 of our removal spells to get rid of it at the same time. I think we're better with maybe spells that can target everything, but they cost a little bit more, like Impale. We get the Wanted Scoundrels here. Two mana for 4/3 is great. The drawback being if our opponent manages to kill it, they get 2 free treasure tokens. Seems like a fair deal. So we're going to cut out the second black 1-drop. One of our red 1-drops. We are losing a little bit of tempo, but I think we're gaining power. I think we just have to make sure we get the balance right between creatures and removal. Because black and red are the best colours for removal. But I think it tempts us into playing too much removal perhaps. And with so many options, we kind of want to pick the right removal. Obviously different cards are better in different situations against different decks, but when you're playing just one match against a person, you don't have an opportunity to sideboard in between games. You've just got to sort of, you know, guess at what's generally the best. There's always upsides and downsides to every strategy. Good and bad matchups. So we're back to being 59 out of 60. Could put in like an Impale or an Exile spell or something. Raider's Wake is also a great option. Could just go for the Immortal Sun and keep it as sort of tribal creatures with decent removal. Reveling Riches is good. Mutiny is very good. I like it in a pirate deck being so piratey themed. Buccaneer's Bravado again is so good, you could run 3. I see Fling is here, so maybe that's what our last opponent was trying to fish for. not much use to us though. We're going to be quite low to the ground. We're hopefully going to go wide with lots of little evasive creatures and overrun them. Repeating barrage is pretty good. Yeah, I think we've spent a couple of rare cards. Like the Swaggering Corsair, might find room for him. Puncturing Blow seems great. I can deal with the bigger threats. I want to go with that instead of a Braid or a Lightning Strike or something like that. Or the Magma Spray. Might want to switch that out if we find that our removal isn't powerful enough again. If we just keep encountering 4 toughness creatures that we find it hard to get past, probably want to switch around the cheap removal for better stuff, more heavy duty. No, we've seen the multicolored cards, I think. Hostage Taker is what we want, really. It's worth splashing in blue just for the Hostage Taker. But we would like to see the Admiral. He's a Minotaur. No, I think it might just be the case we just put in the Immortal Sun and say go. I'll have to look at the blue cards now, but should save that till next time. Pirates haven't been the strongest when I've played them. Not quite as synergistic as the Merfolk or the Enraged Dinosaurs. But they're kind of fun and flavorful. Especially good if you like playing Sea of Thieves, or are generally into pirates. Perhaps you like pirate metal. It's a good reason to play pirates in Magic. So we're going to put in the Immortal Sun. We're going to say go. See how we go. Just need to win 2 games with the black and red to get our 300 coins and get that task out of the way so it can generate us another one. Obviously the more of those we get through, the faster we get to 1,000 coins to open another pack. And opening all the packs and getting all the cards is really the ultimate goal. And then you got full control over making exactly the deck that you want. Not going to be limited like Jules of having only being allowed to play 2 copies of a card because they think it's too powerful, or and that's the appeal of Arena over Jules. Some mono white for our opponent. We're going to get out the unclaimed territory, named Pirate, and then we can get out the freebooter. Have a look at our opponent's hand, see what's going on. See how worried we should be. Ah, pretty worried. Well, I'd love to get rid of Anointed Procession, but we're going to have to go with Ixalan's Binding. Otherwise, they'll probably use it on our freebooter to get back the Anointed Procession and stop us laying any further freebooters. We do have another one. So we can try and race our opponent and hope they don't get up to 5 lands so they can cast the Angel. If they lay Anointed Procession, and then the Angel will be in trouble. If the Angel gets rid of the freebooter, then they get Ixalan's Binding back that they can then use on something else. Yeah, we're not in a great position already. Okay, we'll get out the Captivating Crew. Maybe try and gain control of the Angel. Suppose they could use the Angel on the Captivating Crew. That's probably their play. Okay. So I can baffle and end the freebooter. Get back the Binding. Then they've got a choice of how they get rid of the Captivating Crew, really. Wow, that's a good top deck. Freebooter. All we can take is Binding. See, now they've got the Golem in their hand. That flips into a Golem making land, which we can hopefully take care of with Field of Ruin, if we can get it. I'm going to swing in because we can and we should. Still trying to be the aggressor and not stall. Our opponent now has the land required to make their move. Suppose they still have to go with the Captivating Crew, yep. Love to be drawing something other than land. Perhaps a Puncture and Blow or something. We'll obviously need to kill the Angel twice over, because it can be embalmed. When it gets embalmed, there's obviously 2 of them comes into play. So we'd love to exile it, but I think we've only got that 1 card. It exiles target creature with power 3 or less. Might be a case of draw that card or lose. I think that might be our only out against the Angel. There's the Field of Ruin. We could wait and try and take out the Golem land once it's flipped. Obviously if they use it to create a Golem, then they get 2 Golems because of Anointed Procession. But if we'd gone for the Anointed Procession first, and then they'd use Ixalan's Binding on our freebooter, then we'd be left stuck with a freebooter in our hand that we couldn't use, along with our 2 land, which would be equally useless a position. So I think we played right, but our opponent had such an awesome starting hand that we were behind from the very beginning. They are out of cards, but we may as well be holding just 2 land. Here comes the Pouncer. Lightning Strike, but it's not good enough to kill the Angel. Pretty much want to exile the Angel rather than kill it anyway. It's not big enough to kill a Golem. It's big enough to kill the Pouncer, but we should maybe wait and see if they equip the Pouncer with something, or make it bigger before we can maybe play Lightning Strike in response. a little bit of a stalemate. They could swing in with the angel, let it through and then hit them back in the air. Continue racing back and forth, but they know it's not necessarily advantageous to them, so they're not doing it. Now they go out to Ketra's monument. They're going to start making double tokens whenever they lay a creature spell. So we're falling behind pretty quickly. And 2-1 Menace isn't going to swing the tide back in our favour. They have multiple blockers. It's fairly easy for them to block with a 1-1 double strike and a 1-1 token. So we can draw that one copy of that black spell that lets us exile a creature. We maybe do want to switch out the Lightning Strike and the Magma Spray for more heavy duty removal. Maybe another exile spell or two, just to help us deal with situations like this. So we're going to ascribe a treasure map. That potentially flips into a land as well. Maybe want to use our Field of Ruin on that. So we're just holding these cards now to play sort of in response. Okay, Regal Caracal makes 2 tokens from the monument. Then creates 2 tokens, but it makes 4 tokens because of Venonati Procession. Pumps up the cat. Double strike cats. See if they swing in now. They certainly got the board advantage. Well, they're attacking with a 2-2 double strike. I suppose we could kill the Caracal with the Lightning Strike. That brings it back down to being a 1-1 double strike. They don't have any cards in hand to do any funny business, so we could block it and kill it. But it just means they can embalm it back as 2 copies, the 4/4 version, using the Eternalize. Not embalm, sorry. But double 4/4 double strikes. It's not great. Maybe we just let it through. Right. Well, we're not going to get a chance to find out. Opponent's going to use the Golem's ability to have a fight between the Golem and 2 of its own creatures, and flip the land into, flip the Golem into a land, transform it. I think they're trying to use its ability, but I think it costs 4. Oops, yeah, I'm not sure why they're sacrificing their treasure tokens because they don't have enough mana to activate the ability, even with sacrificing them. But I don't think a mistake like that is going to save us necessarily. I feel the Ruin. Sacrifice it, get rid of the Golem land. No Golems for you. I'm gonna get a basic land, I don't think it matters. I don't think this can help us. Our attacks still aren't good. They have so many tokens to block with. If we can draw that exile spell and get rid of the exile the angel away, then I think we can swing in and potentially win the fight. The strange attack. A 1/1. I wonder what they could have. Some sort of strange combat trick. I don't know if they're hoping that we block with a specific creature and they're going to try and kill it. Maybe we should just let it through. I'm very suspicious of this attack. One damage isn't going to kill us, I don't think, so just let that through. See what on earth they're doing. Oh, of course, it's the horse. Okay, so the Crested Sunmare, when you gain life, at the end of turn, you get to make a 5/5 horse token. And of course, with Anointed Procession, it's 2 5/5 horse tokens. I've played with pretty much that deck, so I should have been aware that the Crested Sunmare is a creature. It's a possibility. They only wanted to gain a single point of life, which is why they just attacked in with a 1/1 lifelink. Just to trigger the ability on the Crested Sunmare. Wow, we're in such a terrible position. And they do fire off an Ixalan's Binding. Freebooter, okay. Then they can play the Ixalan's Binding from the Freebooter. Oh dear. Oh well, we're doomed. Maybe we're not doomed? Can block and go to 1? I think we can block and go to 1. If we block one of the 5/5s, chump block it with our 2/1 Menace guy. And then we just block one of the we just block one of the 1/1s. And I believe we go down to 1. I get to make 2 more horses. Huh. Okay. Well, we can end it ourselves if we cast the Ravager, as both players lose a third of their life rounded up. So we round it up to 1, and then we can take ourselves out and deny our opponent the glory. That was kind of satisfying. Yeah, we were very far behind. We were behind from the start, really. I think we definitely do want to go back in, do a little editing, switch out the cheap removal for the more expensive removal. Out with Magma Spray. Braid is maybe still fine because it gets rid of an artifact. Some situations will want that. Get rid of Lightning Strike. Weaver Ambush. Don't think we necessarily want to put in a second one. Maybe something else that exiles creatures. Cannonade maybe go down to a 1 of. Is only really good against small token strategies. Captivating Crew, I'm still not entirely sold on. Puncturing Blow, maybe get a second run of those. Really not sure we want this guy in our deck. Just seems big and clunky. Still got our one rare card, but I think we should save that. Really tempted to go for a third freebooter. I think we need to focus on removal. More removal. Tempted by a second Reaver Ambush, but could put in Hour of Glory. Or Impale. Put in Hour of Glory because it can exile and it can get rid of gods. Multiple. I'll add one Impale. That can destroy any creature. I think once we've got our second win, might call it a day, and then come back when our daily quests have refreshed. And then we can maybe rebuild the deck with blue in it. By then we might be able to get more packs as well. Maybe we can open a few packs, get a few wild cards. And definitely get the Admiral. I think as it stands, just the black and red. It's not impressing me that much. I think we want the second Puncturing Blow. Seems good, seems enough. 5 damage is certainly more relevant, it seems, than say 3 from the Lightning Strike. I don't think we want the high-end red pirates. Don't think we need treasure map to scry and make treasures. Don't think it's as useful. Another pirate's cutlass maybe. Don't think that's as good as maybe just putting back in a creature or 2. We do have one uncommon wild card. As I say, I don't really want to use up the last rare wild card. I save that for the Admiral. We're gonna get the third freebooter with our uncommon wild card. He's one of the best pirates. It's got evasion, and it can throw your opponent off, take away a removal spell out their hand. It is obviously open to removal. They can get their spell back, but it certainly throws them off. Makes them waste a removal spell on the freebooter. Helps keep our other creatures alive. Sword point diplomacy is good. That'd be another rare wild card with need for that. Again, very pirate flavorful. Maybe we could play Mark the Vampire. It's only a common, so we can use one of our common wild cards for it. Use one of our creatures +2/+2. Our creatures are quite small, so if we can make a 2/2 up to being a 4/4 lifelink, we can gain some life back. Should be able to keep us in the game a little bit longer if we're falling behind. Well, a black and a colourless, not really what we want. A black and a red, far better. Hopefully we've got a land on top. No. I think anything other than a land we're going to have to put on the bottom. Cannonade is good, but could be up against enraged dinosaurs, and it's no use to us. And we really wish that we hadn't got our third land, you know. But certainly better than keeping a swamp and a colourless. Field of Ruin. Okay. Could be a mirror match. Guess we fire off this Abrade straight away. So if we draw a land next turn, we can go in with the Forerunner. Nope. Okay, I think we're in trouble now. It seems to be playing mono red. They've got Lannery Storm out before us. At least we're getting to see how good Captain Lannery Storm is. Okay, well that's gonna help. Get the Forerunner. Now who did we go and look for? Maybe we could get our own Captain Lannery Storm? I think we would like to make the treasure tokens, because we're falling behind in terms of getting lands out. Game seems to be lagging, not letting us end a turn. I see. So our opponent had an option to play Magma Spray with their treasure token. That's why we had to wait for them to let us end our turn, because they had the opportunity to do something in our end step. And in comes Lannery Storm again. Mono red aggro. Okay, that's fine. Let's get a Captain Lannery Storm. Don't really want to attack and trade off necessarily, but we do want the treasure. Well, we're not even going to get a chance to make a decision on attacking. The opponent's going to run out of cards. Hopefully we can fight our way back. Got Puncture and Blow. If we draw another land, we'll probably get rid of their Lannery Storm. get rid of Ramunap Ruins. I really want to Puncturing Blow first. Got to try and stem the bleeding. Hopefully our opponent's just sitting on lands. No, of course not. So Unfriendly Fire does 4 damage to us, takes us down to 7. Attack puts us to 5. If they sacrifice their Ramunap Ruins, it can do us another 2. So we're up to 6 mana, but there's not much we can do. Play March of the Drowned, but we don't even have 2 pirates in our graveyard. We've only got the 1, Lannery Storm, so we can get Lannery Storm back, play Lannery Storm. Obviously don't have the mana to Mask of the Vampire. There we go. Swing in, make a treasure. Probably die on the backswing. Ramunap Ruins. Deals us 2 damage. If we get attacked, we got 1. Puncturing Blow. There goes Lannery Storm. So we're left with a creature enchantment that could have saved us if we could keep a creature alive for any length of time. There we go. Can get out the Immortal Sun and die, or just not bother and concede. Either seems fine. Yeah, red aggro is hard to beat. They've got all the fast creatures and so much removal. Not much we could have done there. We're going to press on. Gonna get these 2 victories. Double black, but Freebooter is good. If we draw another land, we can Ruined Raider. And that can draw us extra cards. We might be able to draw into red land. Well, let me give it a shot. Well, that's not a red land, but okay. Drawing a mountain would make me feel a lot better. Nope. Let's go walk the plank as well. So play the Freebooter, have a look, see what we're up against. Oh dear. Well, Raider's Wake could cause us trouble down the line. Doesn't matter if we get rid of either of these kill spells, because they can just play the other one to kill the Freebooter and then get the kill spell back that we steal with the Freebooter. So it doesn't matter which one we take, whether it's Moment of Craven or Walk the Plank, they just use the other one on us. That's not great. Aha! We do like drawing back-to-back Freebooters. There's still no 3rd land. We could be in trouble, but I guess we still take Walk the Plank. You have to take the removal spell, really. Otherwise they use the removal spell on the freebooter and get whatever else you wanted to take back again. Oh dear. So we're getting cursed. And now we have to choose one of these options. Choose to discard a card, I suppose. Get rid of a red card. Get rid of a braid, to say. Don't have any terrifying creatures in hand. Finally, we get our mountain. So we'll attack first. Make sure raid is turned on. We can get out the Swaggering Corsair, or we can get out the Ruin Raider. I prefer the Ruin Raider. If we've attacked in our turn at the end step, we get to draw a card. And lose life equals to its casting cost. Lose 0 life because it's a land. Fantastic. I guess we can discard a card, or we can take 3 life. We lose 3 life, I'm not too bothered. 3 life's not the end of the world. So they have the poisoner in hand, so we can't attack with a ground creature because they can flash in a death touch creature that we've seen that they have in their hand. It's just a 2-drop. So if they've got 2 untapped mana, we shouldn't attack into them with the Ruin Raider, just the freebooter. Fly over the top and get an attack boost of 2, make it a 3/2, and we get to draw a card. It's a more expensive card, we'll lose a few life, but it's okay, it's still worth it. Card advantages cost your life in black, it tends to be the way. I'm losing card advantage a little bit if we have to discard 2. Hopefully we won't get punished for discarding a land. The land and the cutlass, but then the cutlass could go on the freebooter. Seems good. Okay, we'll keep the cutlass. Definitely want to lose 3 life now that we can gain some life back. So we'll try our Mark of the Vampire again. The freebooter's got a real big target on him for removal. In the meantime, we can gain some life back, help mitigate the life loss that we're experiencing from drawing our extra cards. Opponent's also going to draw a card at the cost of a life. Get their own freebooter. We'll take our Walk the Plank yet. Guess we keep losing 3 life. I don't know, it's maybe risky going below 10. Could maybe discard the Forerunner. Not sure if that's a good idea. I suppose we get rid of this pirate ship vehicle. I don't think we really need that. Well, we could get out the cutlass, or we could get out another copy of this guy. It's not legendary, we can have multiple copies. Seems pretty broken. We're attacking with everyone because they don't have any untapped mana, so they can't lay their death touch creature. If you want to double block, they're free to do so. That's fine. Still going to get some damage through. We got 6, we're up to 17. It's fairly healthy. Don't have a land, so we don't lose any life there. I think our opponent's on the ropes now. flash and a death touch creature, but that's not going to save them in the air. And I've scooped it up. So now we can claim our reward. So 350. 50 for just the victory that comes along with this. Not much use to us, I don't think. And then we can wait for our other challenge to refresh. Then we can think about whether we want to turn our 2-color deck into a 3-color deck by adding in some blue. Hopefully we can come back in and see that we have some more packs. Maybe just open up the Admiral, you know, get some good luck. Or at least some more wild cards. So we don't feel bad spending our last rare wild card on the Admiral. And that's if we decide to go into blue. So we'll see how we go. We'll come back. I'll put up another video during the week. I'll let this refresh. Then we'll come back. We'll see you soon. Until then, good luck in your games of Magic. I'll see you then.